Hello.
Hi,
Hey, Juliet. Hi.
It's so nice to see you.
ew. Look at you guys together with all of your gear. Uh,
This is a first. You're the first. We finally have I got an office space during the pandemic and we've made a little recording area and we've been zooming at a distance with authors over the whole pandemic. So this is our first time together.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. I'm very excited to do this. I'm a big fan. So,
Oh,
Oh, thank
thank you.
you. We're thrilled to have with us today Juliet Grames, author of The 7 or 8 Deaths of Stella Fortuna, a novel that was a Barnes& and Noble Discover Great New Writers pick. It's been published in at least 15 countries and translated into 10 languages. Juliet's essays have appeared in Parade, Real Simple, The Boston Globe, and on Crime Reads. Her first crime fiction story, The Very Last Time, was recently published in the 80th anniversary edition of Ellery Queen Mystery Magazine. And rumor has it she's currently working on a crime novel. Juliet wears another big hat or two. She's the senior editor and associate publisher at Soho Press, specifically their imprint, Soho Crime. And whereas Emily and I are Connecticut transplants, Juliet was born in Hartford and grew up in Connecticut. So, Juliet, we'd like to welcome you back to Connecticut, even if it's only on Zoom.
oh, I'm so excited to be here, and I hope I get to be there in real life really soon.
Oh, so do we.
We always ask writers, well, we don't always ask writers the same questions, but we often will ask, so what writers influenced you? And we'd like to ask you, were there editors, that were kind of heroes of yours? And can you talk about them?
Yeah, absolutely. There are so many, actually. I love meeting other editors. It's been a project of mine since I first started in publishing to invite other editors out for coffee and to hear them talk about what makes them tick and how they got into it. And actually, it's really funny. The editor who acquired Stella for Echo is a woman named Megan Lynch, who is now the publisher at Flatiron Books. And she was someone that I had approached when I was a tiny baby editorial assistant. I invited her out for coffee because I admired her list so much. And I asked her if she would talk to me about her career path. She said yes. She graciously treated me to lunch when I was 11 years old or whatever it was. I'm just kidding. It wasn't that long ago. But she was very generous with me, and I have been inspired by a lot of women like her. I mean, Megan is an example off the tip of my tongue, but I also I'm very inspired by several female leaders throughout publishing history. People I've worked with. My first publisher was at John Wiley and Sons, which is a trade nonfiction publisher. So they do, textbooks and medical handbooks. And I actually worked on their general interest nonfiction list, doing health and self-help books. But my publisher was a woman named Kit Allen, who was so creative and patient, and she had not come up to be a publisher through an editorial career path. She had come up through marketing. So she had an MBA, and she really inspired me. She was a writer herself, but she had decided to go this business path. And what I loved about her way of looking at publishing was the business aspect of it. There was no reason that just because you're in a creative industry, you shouldn't understand the financials of it or how to make something work. And that has affected me profoundly, because I think a lot of people who work in publishing kind of it's not cool to be concerned with those things. But in fact, if you can make more money for your author, they're going to be able to write more and better and from a place of more comfort. And it really works out for everyone. So there's no reason that we shouldn't think intelligently about how the fiscal background of how we publish our books and what we can do for our authors. And she helped me really become a holistic thinker in that way. And I really admire my current publisher, my boss, Bronwyn Ruska, who's also a writer and a publisher, and who stepped into this role very much, again, holistically, looking at all of the sides of this industry and how to take care of both the personalities of the content creators who we get to work with, the authors we get to work with, but also of all of the other integers along the way. She's helped me remember at all times that every person you talk to has dedicated their life to this industry. And, every sales rep, every bookseller, every librarian is a relationship that is worth cultivating, not because they're going to help you get your book out, but because they're an interesting person who made the choice to embark on this lifestyle the same way you did. And I just so admire her ability to collect people and relationships, which I think it's the glue of keeping a creative industry together.
That. We wanted to ask you one more writerly question, which was when you had to kind of flip roles. I mean, you had been at home writing books since you were 8. And when you finally had STELLA, FORTUNA ready to go, what was it like then to have someone editing your work?
Oh, it's really weird. So many times I've edited a book. I'm like, I gave this author really good advice and they were stubborn about it. It's because they don't know what's best for them. And I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to listen. And of course, then my editor sends me notes and I'm like, oh, she doesn't understand my book at all. I stepped back and I argued with her for a little while, and then I realized she was right and I did what she said. So, but just because you can look in the mirror doesn't mean you see your reflection very clearly, right? No, it is very, very strange when you're so close to